Okay, today I am really going to try to get this quilt finished. Not to probably over the weekend. Today's Saturday, so right now I'm doing this raw edge applique. I'm doing the stitching around the edges. This has already been, the lips have already been cut out and ironed on. So now I'm just doing the stitching around the edges, and you can see I started over here, and I've been going for a few minutes, and then I suddenly was like, oh, I should have grabbed the camera. So I'm going to let you come along with me while I work on this, and when I'm finished with this, I'll be ready to go make a quilt sandwich. Hi, beautiful. Top lip is done. Whew, those little corners in the lips there were kicked my butt. I'm going to leave long strings because I need to pull them through and tie them off. I'm going to check my bobbin because I know I had a low bobbin when I started. And I definitely do not want to run out. Oh, we're good. Okay. I think we're good. I hope we're good. Be very disappointing if we're not good. All right. I think I'm going to start on this side again because that's where the thickest part of the quilt is that I've got to work up underneath. All right. I know you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing, but I got to move over here so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, there's one. Okay, so I got both of these pulled through. So now I just got to get these. And last time I went over top of my, when I finished, I went over top of where I started, and I couldn't pull all of them through. So this time I was trying to be very careful that I didn't go over. There we go. I got them. So now I'm just going to tie a square knot and trim them. Well, I don't even really have to trim them off very much. Just going to tie a square knot here, and yeah, that'll be done. Okay, everybody, this donation quilt has been quilted. I just need to trim it and bind it. The binding is made. I made the binding out of these same lips. I do need to finish off all these ends. When I quilted it, I quilted wavy. It's hard to see. I quilted wavy till I got to the lips, and then I stopped and I started again on the other side. So, and then to quilt the lips, I quilted just inside the stitch line. I quilted around the outside with red, and I used red on the back also, so you can see the lips on the back side too. And like I said, I've got to finish off these threads. I cut some of these a little shorter than I meant to, but that's what I'm going to work on today. I'm going to get this trimmed. First thing is the trimming. And then, like I said, I've already, oh no, what did I do? Oh, I hate when this happens. Okay, so not the first time. Shoot. All right. Well, usually I can just cut. If it's straight, especially if it's straight line quilting, I can just cut like this. And pull it off. It's easier when it's straight line. I can get closer. Just a little farther. What I'm doing is I'm just cutting. I caught part of the outside. It's not a piece that I need. It's going to get trimmed off here in just a minute anyway. I'm just cutting super close to that stitching. There we go. Pulled it right off. So, you know, it's all the way out here. It's not a big deal. I mean, when I go to use the scraps for something, I'll just have to cut that part out. But sometimes that happens if I'm not careful. Okay, everybody, this quilt is finished finally. I got it quilted. I got the quilting around the lips done with red, so that shows through to the back as red lips also. It's been washed, it's been dried, it's all nice and it's got that crinkly loved feeling, and it is ready to go to the charity that I'm taking it to. Now, a little bit about this charity. It's called Brittany Lynn's Blessings, and it's run by a friend of mine. Her daughter was killed in a car accident, I want to say 7 years ago. It's hard to keep track of the time anymore. The driver was drunk. He left the scene. It was a big hunt to find the driver. She and another boy were, well, boy, man, she had just turned 21. He was, I'm sure, about the same age. So to me, you know, they were just kids, obviously. She and the other boy were killed, and the driver fled, and it took quite a while for them to catch him and actually take him to trial, and he is in prison now. So this one is hard for me to talk about. I knew Brittany pretty well. I absolutely loved Brittany. You know, I still work with her mom. This one's hard. So anyway, once a year, Linda does a big fundraiser. I mean, she fundraises throughout the year, but she does a big fundraiser once a year. She has a big fundraiser dinner. She does the auction. She does a bunch of things. And with that money, she calls it Brittany Lynn's Blessings. And periodically throughout the year, she'll help families that she sees are in need. But especially this time of year, she really ramps it up. So at the beginning of the school year, they gave away, they worked with a local church, and they gave backpacks loaded with school supplies to local children who needed it. She's got a canned food drive, non-perishable food drive going right now. At Christmas time, she has families that she sponsors for gifts. She basically makes their Christmas. I'm pretty sure she buys them some of the family's dinners, like Christmas dinner and maybe Thanksgiving dinner. She does Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas dinner. She helps serve it. She pays for it and helps serve it at one of the local boys' homes. She does a Christmas tree at one of the local, sorry, I have dogs at my feet, at one of the local nursing homes. She puts a Christmas tree up and she fills the Christmas tree wishes. I'm not sure what else she's working on this year, but she really goes to town trying to do good for other people with the money that she raises from this charity. So this is where this is going, and by the time you see this, you will have already seen the quilt that my sister sent and the bag that my niece sent to go to the same auction. So this was my first Bargello, and I am just ecstatic over how it came out. I think it's just so cute. It almost reminds me of a heartbeat. The color choices, I wanted to do the gray gradient, and then I wanted to add a pop of color, and I added the pop of red because red reminds me of Brittany. She used to wear these heart-shaped bright red sunglasses with bright red lipstick. And I was talking to Salty about it, and he said, oh, you should applique some red lips on there. And I thought that was just such a great thing. So I did. I appliqued red lips on, and all of this quilting is done it's a very pale gray. It almost looks white. And then around the lips, I've got dogs right under my feet. Around the lips, I did I did red, and I used the red in the bobbin also. Sorry, Lilu just slammed a door. So the back is just this like grunge gray with the almost white quilting. Oh, I got some lint caught in that quilting. I'll have to get that out of there. And then the lips are outlined in red on the back also. So I had just enough of the red to do the binding also. And yeah, that is done. That one gets a done stamp right there. Done. Got a big check mark. So thanks so much for joining me. Don't forget to do all the fun things like subscribe, leave me a comment, share, spread the word. Thanks so much for joining me. We'll see you on the next one.